Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt a little wobbly? Or maybe you've noticed that walking across the room isn't as smooth as it used to be, like your body just doesn't respond as quickly or confidently as it once did. You're not alone. Many of us, as we get a little older, start to notice that balance and mobility don't come as naturally anymore. But what if I told you that one of the most powerful tools to help you move better is something you're already doing every single day? Yes, I'm talking about your breath. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Breathing? Really? That's too simple to make a difference. But stick with me, because breath isn't just about keeping us alive. It's actually the foundation of movement, balance, and energy. And the best part? You don't need fancy equipment or a gym membership. You just need a quiet moment and a little attention to how you breathe. You see, over the years, many of us develop habits that work against our bodies. We start breathing more into our chest than our belly. Our breaths get shallower. We hold our breath when we're trying to lift something or reach for something on a high shelf. And little by little, that tightness and lack of oxygen start affecting the way we move. The good news is we can reverse that pattern, and all it takes is awareness and practice. Let's start with something simple, grounding yourself through breath. I want you to imagine standing barefoot on a patch of warm grass. Can you feel the earth beneath you? Now take a slow breath in through your nose, gently filling your belly first, then your chest. Hold it for just a moment, then let it out slowly through your mouth, like you're blowing out a candle. Do that a couple more times with me. Feel your shoulders drop. Feel your body settle. This kind of breathing, what some call diaphragmatic breathing, isn't just relaxing. It literally tells your nervous system to calm down. And when your body is calm, your muscles aren't as tight. Your joints move more freely. You're more stable on your feet. That sense of grounding is a first step toward better balance. Now, let's think about how breathing ties into movement. Have you ever noticed how you instinctively hold your breath when you're trying to get up from a deep chair? Or when you're climbing stairs and it starts to feel like a struggle? Holding your breath might seem harmless, but it actually makes movement harder. It tenses your core, stiffens your back, and throws off your balance. Next time you're getting up from a chair, try this instead. Breathe out as you stand up. That exhale helps engage your abdominal muscles in a natural, gentle way. It gives your body the signal to move with control. Try it now if you can. Sit comfortably, then take a breath in, and as you breathe out, slowly rise to your feet. Notice how much more stable that feels. That's the power of breath guiding movement. Another place where breath plays a big role is in walking. Yes, even walking. A steady rhythm of breath creates a steady rhythm of steps. One trick is to coordinate your breath with your pace. Try inhaling for 2 steps, then exhaling for the next 2. It doesn't need to be exact, but having a rhythm keeps you focused and steady. It also keeps your posture more upright, which reduces the chances of tripping or stumbling. This brings me to another important piece of the puzzle, posture. Breathing deeply requires space, and space comes from standing tall. When we slump, our lungs compress. Our breath gets shallow. But when we lift our chest just slightly and align our spine, the breath flows more freely. And when breath flows, so does movement. Here's a quick practice you can try anywhere, whether you're waiting for the kettle to boil or standing in line at the store. Gently roll your shoulders back and down, like you're opening your collarbones. Then imagine there's a string lifting the top of your head toward the ceiling. Not stiff like a soldier, just tall and light. Now take a breath in and feel how much easier it is to fill your lungs. That's your natural posture, and breath helps you find it. If you're someone who deals with a little dizziness or fear falling, these techniques are even more important. A calm breath steadies your mind and gives you something to focus on when your body feels unsure. It's like planting a flag in the middle of a windy storm. It gives you a center to return to. And the beautiful thing is, you don't need to do this perfectly. You just need to start noticing. Notice when your breath gets short. Notice when you're holding it. And most importantly, notice how different your body feels when you invite your breath to lead the way. Breathing is your built-in guide, your silent coach. It's always with you. And when you learn how to use it with intention, it can help you regain confidence in your steps, fluidity in your movements, and even a little extra spring in your step. Now that you got a feel for how powerful breath can be in helping you feel more grounded and steady, let's keep going. There's more to explore, because breath doesn't just help you stand tall. It can also help you move forward with ease. Move forward with ease. That's the beautiful part. Once you start breathing with awareness, movement starts to feel more natural, more fluid. And what often surprises people is how breath can actually lighten the body. Not physically, of course, but in how heavy or stiff we feel when we move. When breath is shallow or rushed, our bodies tighten. But when breath is steady and full, our muscles soften just enough to let us glide, rather than shuffle. Let's talk about something that affects a lot of us. Tight hips and stiff knees. Maybe you've noticed that when you try to take a longer step, your leg just won't stretch the way it used to. Or maybe climbing stairs feels like more of a chore than it did 5 years ago. Here's the thing. When your breath is restricted, your muscles tend to brace. They lock up almost like they're trying to protect you from a fall. But that protective response can actually make things worse. To gently loosen up those tight spots, try pairing movement with a long exhale. For example, when stepping forward or reaching your leg out to the side, breathe out slowly. That exhale helps relax your hip muscles, so you can move with less effort. And when you return to center, breathe in gently. No need to rush. Just let the breath lead the movement, like a wave guiding a leaf. One simple practice you can try at home is what I like to call breath in reach. Stand with your feet shoulder-width apart, knees soft. As you inhale, slowly raise your arms up to shoulder height. As you exhale, gently reach one arm out to the side, like you're reaching for a doorknob. Come back to center on the next inhale. Then do the other side. It's not about stretching far. It's about moving with your breath. This gentle motion not only improves your shoulder mobility, but also helps your balance, because your brain starts connecting breath with direction, control, and rhythm. And let's not forget the core, your center of gravity, your balance anchor. A lot of people think core means doing crunches, but really, your core is engaged every time you breathe deeply. When you take a belly breath, your diaphragm presses down, your abdominal muscles lengthen, and your pelvic floor activates slightly to support you. It's a natural system of stability that's built into your body. You don't have to work it. You just have to use it. Here's something fun to try. Sit in a chair with your feet flat on the floor. Place one hand on your belly and one on your chest. Take a slow breath in through your nose. Notice which hand rises more. If it's the chest, try again, this time imagining you're gently inflating a balloon in your belly. As you do this, think about lengthening your spine, almost like you're growing an inch taller. This simple seated breathing exercise activates your deep core without strain. Over time, it helps improve posture and stability. Two things that are essential for safe movement. But what about when we're not standing or sitting still? What about when we're turning, twisting, bending down to pick something up, or reaching into the back of the fridge? These are the everyday movements where we're most vulnerable to losing our balance. And guess what? Breath can help here too. Before you make a movement, especially one that involves twisting or reaching, pause. Take a breath in. As you move, breathe out slowly and steadily. This does a few important things. It gives your brain time to prepare. It stabilizes your torso, and it reduces the chances of sudden jerk or overreach. That breath gives your body a moment of calm coordination. It's a little like pressing save on your computer before opening a new file. It's a safeguard. Now, I know some of this might feel unusual at first. We're so used to moving automatically that tuning into our breath might seem like one more thing to think about. But with just a little practice, it becomes second nature. The truth is, your body already wants to move this way. It's wired for rhythm, for flow, for breath. We've just forgotten how to listen to it. And as you start to reconnect with your breath, you might notice other things too, like fewer aches and pains or a little more confidence when walking on uneven ground. You might even notice your mood lifting, because breath isn't just physical, it's emotional too. A calm breath settles an anxious mind. And when the mind is calm, the body feels safer, more capable, more willing to move. I've seen this transformation in people time and time again. Folks who once felt nervous walking in crowds or climbing curbs now find themselves moving with more freedom, all because they started breathing with intention. It doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen, one breath at a time. So as you go about your day today, try something simple. Pick one routine activity, maybe brushing your teeth, standing up on the couch, or taking a short walk, and pair it with intentional breathing. Inhale gently, exhale as you move. Notice how your body responds. You don't need to force it, just observe. Let your breath become your guide, your rhythm, your inner metronome. Movement doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be tiring. When breath leads away, movement becomes something softer, something smarter, something that brings you back to the joy of simply being your body. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, drop a number 1 in the comments to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you won't miss future videos. Your support means a lot and helps us keep creating content to inform and inspire. Now, let's keep going. The joy of simply being your body. And isn't that what we're really after? Not just moving for the sake of exercise, but moving in a way that feels good, that feels free. That's the gift of breath-led movement. It reconnects us to something we often lose touch with, the ease of living in our own skin. Now, let's go just a little deeper into how breath supports mobility, not just standing, reaching, or stepping, but the kind of fluid movement that lets us stay independent and engaged in life. Think about the last time you had to turn quickly, maybe to answer the phone, or react to someone calling your name. That quick twist, if your breath isn't with you, can throw you off balance in an instant. But when your breath is steady, your core gently engaged, and your nervous system calm, those little twists and turns don't have to feel risky. In fact, they can become smoother, quieter. Your body doesn't panic. It flows. One gentle practice I recommend is the breath and turn. Stand with your feet shoulder-width apart and your knees soft, not locked. As you breathe in, gently lengthen your spine, imagining that string again pulling you upward. Then as you exhale, slowly turn your upper body just a little to one side. No forcing, just an easy spiral. Pause, breathe in again, then exhale and return to center. Try the other side. The goal isn't to twist far. The goal is to pair the movement with breath, so your brain starts to map it as safe, stable, and supported. Over time, this simple practice can improve the mobility of your spine and ribs, which plays a huge role in balance. When your ribs move freely, your breath can expand fully. And when your breath is full, your body doesn't stiffen up in fear. It feels calm, capable, centered. Let's also talk about getting down to the floor or getting back up. For many people, this becomes a source of anxiety with age. But breath can be your best support here too. When you're lowering yourself, whether it's into a chair, into bed, or down to floor, exhaling helps guide you gently. It prevents sudden drops and encourages your body to move in a controlled, connected way. The next time you sit down, try this. Pause for a moment. Inhale to prepare. Then exhale as you lower yourself slowly. Feel how the breath helps you move with grace rather than a thud. It's such a small shift, but it makes a big difference. You're not just sitting down. You're guiding your body with breath like a trusted friend taking your hand. Even lying down can become a moment of calm, healing movement when breath is part of it. In fact, some of the best balance and mobility work happens not on our feet, but lying flat, supported, safe. When you're lying down, you can explore deep belly breaths without worrying about staying upright. You can notice how your body naturally expands and softens. And you can gently begin to reawaken muscles that may have gone quiet over the years, just through breath alone. If you ever practice a bit of gentle yoga or even physical therapy, you might have heard someone say, "Breathe into the stretch." That's not just a poetic phrase. Breath actually does help your muscles relax and lengthen. It gives your body permission to open. So if you're lying on your back and gently pulling one knee toward your chest, for example, try exhaling as the knee comes closer. You might notice that the movement becomes easier, less forced, more inviting. It's this kind of gentle curiosity that changes how we move. Breath invites us to stop pushing and start listening. Instead of demanding strength, we're discovering ease. Instead of bracing ourselves, we're allowing our bodies to find their natural balance again. And here's something I want to remind you of, because it matters. No matter what your age, no matter your current mobility, it's never too late to reconnect with your breath. You don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to show up. One breath, one movement, one moment of awareness at a time. Progress doesn't come from pushing yourself to exhaustion. It comes from showing up consistently, gently, and with kindness toward your body. Maybe today you breathe more fully while brushing your teeth. Maybe tomorrow you stand up from the couch with a slow exhale. Maybe the next day you walk across the room in rhythm with your breath. These little moments, they add up, and as they do, your confidence grows. You stop second-guessing your steps. You start feeling lighter, more grounded, more in tune with the rhythm of your own body. Breath brings you back home to yourself. There's a quiet strength in that, a kind of resilience that doesn't shout or show off, but carries you through your day with grace. So as you continue on your journey, remember this: your breath is not just a background process. It's a tool, a teacher, and a partner. It's with you every moment, ready to support every step, every reach, every breath-led movement you make. You're not too old to move well. You're not too stiff, too slow, or too far gone. You just haven't been given the right invitation yet. And now maybe you have. Here's to moving with ease, to walking with confidence, and to breathing life back into your body, one step, one breath at a time. One breath at a time. And if there's one thing I hope you take from this time together, it's that you don't need fancy equipment, a strict routine, or perfect posture to start feeling better in your body. What you do need is a little bit of attention, a little bit of patience, and a willingness to let your breath guide you back to ease. Now, let's take a moment to talk about something often overlooked: how we transition, not just in movements, but in life, from standing to sitting, from stillness to motion, from day to evening. These small transitions are where falls often happen, but they're also where breath can become your greatest ally. Say you're standing at the kitchen counter and you want to reach into a low cabinet. It's such a routine motion, something we do without thinking. But these are the moments when a little awareness makes all the difference. Before you bend, pause, take a steady inhale. Then as you begin to lower your body, breathe out slowly, letting your muscles ease into motion instead of rushing. This softens the transition. It gives your nervous system the time it needs to respond with balance and control. Or picture this: you're getting up from a chair after reading or watching TV. Many people instinctively hold their breath during this motion. They brace, But what happens when you hold your breath? The muscles tense, blood pressure can spike, balance becomes shaky. Instead, try exhaling as you rise. Let the breath carry you upward. It's like having a built-in support system. These breath-led transitions become especially helpful during the moments when we feel uncertain, walking across an unfamiliar surface, turning in a crowded place, or even just feeling tired at the end of the day. With breath on your side, those moments lose their edge. They become manageable, even graceful. And what about those days when you feel a little off? When your body feels heavy, your mind foggy, and your balance a little unsure? Those are the perfect days to go back to the basics. Sit quietly. Place a hand on your belly. Breathe in through your nose, slow and soft. Feel the rise of your abdomen. Then let the breath go even slower through gently parted lips. This simple reset, done for just a few minutes, can recenter your whole system. It's not magic. It's biology. It's rhythm. It's your body remembering how to move in harmony again. You might find that as you start to breathe more fully, other parts of your life begin to shift. Maybe you sleep better. Maybe your digestion improves. Maybe you feel less anxious walking through a store or stepping into a social event. That's because breath affects everything: your muscles, your nerves, your emotions. It connects the physical and the emotional in a way nothing else quite can. And here's something truly beautiful. When you move with breath, you start to trust your body again. That trust may have faded over the years, little by little, especially after a fall or a health scare. But it can come back, slowly, gently, like the tide returning to the shore. And when it does, you carry yourself differently. You walk with more certainty. You start saying yes to things you used to avoid, not because you're fearless, but because you're connected, grounded, balanced. So don't be surprised if this practice affects more than your balance. You might notice you're more patient with yourself, more curious, more hopeful. That's the power of small, steady change. It doesn't scream. It whispers. And breath is the soft voice leading you forward. Now, I want you to think about something simple, your next step. Not a grand plan, not a full routine, just your next breath-led step. Maybe it's standing up from your chair with an exhale. Maybe it's pausing before you turn in the hallway and inhaling slowly. Maybe it's adding a few minutes of deep breathing before bed, lying down, letting your body melt into mattress. These are not exercises. They are invitations. Invitations to move with awareness, to find steadiness in simplicity. There's no too late in this journey. No deadline, no finish line. Just a return to what your body has always known. That breath and movement belong together. That your strength doesn't come from pushing harder. It comes from moving smarter, softer, with intention. You don't need to climb a mountain. You don't need to run a marathon. But you can breathe your way to better balance. You can walk with more ease. You can get out of bed in the morning and feel steady on your feet. All it takes is showing up for yourself, day by day, breath by breath. So here's what I want to leave you with. You are not broken. You are not fragile. You are adaptable. You are capable. And you are absolutely worthy of moving through the world with freedom and joy. Let your breath remind you of that. Let it carry you. Let it bring you back to life. One gentle, powerful, healing breath at a time. Thanks so much for spending time with the Eunoia Grace community today. We'd really love to hear from you. Drop a comment below. Let us know one thing you learned today and how you might apply it in your own life. Your insights mean a lot to us, and reading your thoughts always gives us a boost of energy and inspiration. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need it too. Your support truly helps us keep going and create content that informs and uplifts. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.